what will be the first thing they will experience? Agony, suffering, torment. They'll feel the greatest separation that they have ever felt, and that is separation from God. And then separation from the ones who are the closest to you. They will begin to pray, though their prayers will not be heard. They will begin to scream. Several years ago, I was in Crawford Long Hospital in Atlanta, and I was there for 2 weeks, and I had been previously 2 weeks in the Dalton Hospital, 4 weeks I was in the hospital, and I had a lung condition, and the nurse come into my room and told my wife, we have to try one more treatment, and if this treatment doesn't work, it's the last thing we can do. And the treatment they called, it was still in early stages then, but it's still used today, it was called nuclear medicine. She said, we have to inject this nuclear medicine into his chest cavity. And we have to roll him so that it can flow and cover his chest cavity. She said, we have seen grown, strong men, 250-pound men, far greater and stronger than he is. We have seen men when we place and inject this medication in their system to try to help and heal them. We have seen grown men literally begin to scream. We have heard them cry and scream in agony and beg and plead to stop, because when that medication goes into the chest cavity, which has many nerve endings, it is like a literal fire burning on the inside of the body. It is tormenting, but yet it was a medication that was used to heal me. But there'll be screams, there'll be agony, there'll be torment. The strongest man here will scream. He will plead. He will beg. He will cry. He will pray. But it will be in vain. Now, this message at this point is twofold. I have to ask this question, and I know that I have failed to I've come short to explain to you how dreadful this world will be, but I can promise you God said it is a reality. Here's the question that I must ask you today. Where are you destined to live beyond this short life? Have you made final preparation for the world to come? Do you know today, and we can know, do you know that your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life? If you know that, you have peace about that. You're going to live in a land of splendor in a little while. Forever. If you're here today and you're not a Christian, you're not saved, there awaits a world for you unlike anything that I have been able to describe, but I have described it in a small nature. It is far worse than anything you have ever experienced. Where is hell? Some say it is in the heart of the earth. Scientists tell us that there are down in the earth that the heat is 12,000 degrees down there. We've all seen heat coming out of volcanoes, the lava. I don't know how hot it is in the heart of the earth, but I know it's hot in hell. Just as it's probably as far downward as we can go, and opposite from upward to where we can go, it is a literal world that exists today and ever enlarges itself. Who is it that needs to be reminded of this world? Every person alive. The sinner man first, and the Christian secondly. We have been reminded 3 or 4 times in the last month or so about this little world, have we not, church? God never, ever sends a sermon nor reminds us of things except He has a reason to do so. He's God. He's sovereign. He's loving. He's merciful. He's gracious. He sees just down the road, and He knows exactly what He's doing today. Would you stand and bow your heads? I want to pray a prayer. They can play, they can sing. If you're here today and you're not a Christian, I can just tell you that Jesus died for you. He paid your sin debt. He loves you. And He said if you would honestly come to Him, He would not turn you away. Sincerely come and ask Him to forgive you and to save you. He'll do it today. If that's you today, and you need to come and make Jesus Christ the Lord of your life, I encourage you to come to this altar. It may be one of the hardest decisions that you will ever make, but it will be far more easier than anything you will ever experience if you turn away a loving God. Every person listening to me at this moment, if you're not a Christian, you have to make a decision right now. You will make that decision. You will choose to accept God, or you will choose to turn Him away. Straight is the gate, narrow is the way that leads to life, and few there be that find it. Broad is the gate, wide is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be that go in that way. I'm just going to ask the question this way. Is there any person under the sound of my voice that this message has touched your heart? You can come and pray and talk to the Lord about yourself, or your family, or your friends, or your neighbors, or even your enemies. It's right now, just past the noon hour. And most likely, somebody just now has entered into this world. And here are their words. No! No! No, not hell! That's the words that many are screaming. If you need to pray today, God opens the altar. You can talk to Him this very day. God bless you. As they play and sing, and you come and pray.